Good evening and welcome to Night Sports and Wingers. I'm Dominic. We've got our normal guests on, Sean, we've got Aidan, and Hez. Thank you so much for joining us, man. I feel like we need to be together in this because this is absolutely shocking. I said before we came live, we just lost to West Brom, and I know we didn't lose, we just drew, but it feels like we just lost 15-0 to West Brom. It feels like they scored a hat trick. We had two men sent off, and they're just laughing all the way to flicking McDonald's, mate. I honestly, this was I don't know which was worse, Sheffield United or West Brom. That's how bad it is. I can't decipher which one was worse, losing to Sheffield United or this game against West Brom. I don't know which one was worse because West Brom are 19th in the league. They haven't won the last 5 games. Just let that sink in for a second. And then we lose to Sheffield United, who are 20th in the league. West Brom had 2 wins in the whole season, and we couldn't beat West Brom. Before Bruno scored, he was shocking, terrible, slow on the ball, getting tackled, losing it, looked like he wasn't even on it. And then he comes and does his individual brilliance that we do every single match. It comes down to individual brilliance. Fulham, it was Pogba. I could go on and on and on. But guys, this is embarrassing as a football team. And before I came on live, I started to talk to myself and think, look, this is how crazy I'm starting to talk to myself. This is what's going on. I started to think to myself, where am I now with this club and with Ollie? Because you know when you're doing something, right, and you're thinking about stuff, you've always got to have an inflection moment where you think about, okay, where am I now? And I'm never going game by game, but this is definitely an inflection point, right? And when I say inflection point, this is a time when you've got to sit back for a second and just think, where am I? Where is this team? Where are we going? Because honestly, I tweeted it, I'm in a toxic relationship with Manchester United. Toxic relationship. They keep cheating on me, and I keep crawling back like a punk all the time. Guys, thank you for tuning in. Like and subscribe if you're new. We're just going to get into the comments and get people's thoughts. I've got so much to talk about. We've already got people coming in. Ankit, just why do I put myself through this? I know, man. I don't know why we do. Valentine's Day was ruined at 2 p.m. It was ruined. Ollie's favoritism will lose his job. Donny buying Greenwood should have started. We're going to talk about Greenwood. The difference he made when he came on was disgusting.
Sick.
Ankit, I don't think there's any chance for us to get Ankit. That was gone a long time, bro. That was gone a long time, bro. I'm going to be honest with you. Akil, Maguire and Lindelof, they should be paying for Arsenal at best, 2 clowns at the back, and Ollie still. We're going to have a segment on those two sitting in a tree. Theodore, hi guy, no Pogba, no wins. Flicking nobody have Pogba either. Oren, we are fighting for 4th spot. Not at 6 points expected against the Chelsea and City game. We are absolutely done. Let's wake up. EJ, there was a reason why I was excited. I wasn't excited about this match. And again, can't be asked watching this crap with all these players we have. Guys, you know what, man? I've got so much to talk about. I'm going to give it to the boys. Boys, this has been terrible. Terrible. Sean, what's your statements, bro?
Yo. Man, where to start? It's a crazy time. So I feel like there's quite a lot of things which culminated in this result. I feel like some of them we've addressed before, some of them we know, a lot of them we know, and it's tiresome and it's the same old, you know. I feel as though clearly there was a lack of, offensively, there was a lack of creativity. Some of the comments have mentioned that without Paul Pogba in the side, we really lacked ideas in creativity to break down these kind of games. We've seen it many times over the last few years. We struggle against low block teams. This is nothing new. We know that. We've made a lot of progress this season. I feel like in terms of breaking them down, we've started to be able to do it a lot better. But when you don't have the creative players in the side, then there's a lot of pieces missing from the jigsaw, and it doesn't flow. I feel like Rashford, Martial just off form. They're not on it at all. Martial is really struggling this season. It's just not working out for him. And you know, when you've got players like that, in these kind of games, you need him firing. You need them with confidence. And there's a few players lacking confidence. Rashford again, he's trying, but it's not coming off for him. And I feel like, some in the wide areas, our key players are not on form. And obviously in the midfield, we lack creativity today. And that was a big, big problem. So from my point of view, offensively, we're just not firing, and our players are not on form at the moment. We've known that for a while. Bruno's carrying the side. Then when I look at it from a defensive standpoint, it's even worse. Because I'm gonna keep it real. I'll keep it 100, as I always do. Everybody knows we should have lost today. The fact is, we should have lost the game today, and the reason we should have lost the game today is if they had a decent striker who could finish his dinner, it would have been 3-1. Diagne was ripping us to shreds. Maguire and Lindelof both got shown up for what they are, which is substandard for a team that's trying to win the Premier League title. You cannot be getting put on the floor like that, Maguire. And Lindelof, time and time again, shows his weakness for the first goal. So I feel like it's the same problems. It's not new. The centre-backs are key. We know they're not going to change until the summer. It's arguable and it's debatable if you bring in Bailly for this game. Does he make a difference? Does that goal go in? Do those chances get created? It's neither here nor there. But ultimately, we all know we need at least one centre-back. And I've said it, I think potentially we need two. So for me, it's the same old problems. And some of them, there's nothing that we can really do about defensively until the summer. But I feel like offensively, we need to find a way to get our players firing again. And Greenwood, I agree, even though myself and you, Dom, we didn't put him in the starting lineup. So again, it's easy to be a genius in hindsight and say that Greenwood should have started today, but neither you or myself put him in the starting lineup. So
the problem with that, Sean, is that we had a completely different lineup, so you can't even say that point.
I didn't. The only difference in my lineup was Henderson. Ollie picked the exact team that I had.
I didn't play Greenwood because I had completely different players playing. And if you've got completely different players playing, you can't just pick him out and say, "Oh, we should have started him in this team." I had a completely different lineup, so it's just, mate. Honestly, I'm in disbelief how bad we are. How bad we actually are. I feel sorry for Gary Neville, mate. He's literally there, probably flicking like, what am I watching? And I've got to also look like I'm like impartial. The guy is not impartial. Right, Aiden, talk to me. What's going on with you, bro? What do you think?
Well, like I'm like at the point now where I'm like, I love this club and I just don't know what to say anymore. Like I'm just fed up of watching this. Like I don't look forward to watching my club anymore. I don't get excited to watch my club anymore. I'm always going to watch them. I'm always going to love them. And I'm always going to make sure that I never miss a game. But what is there to look forward to? Like, granted, if we would have won that game, if we go win versus Southampton, what? Paper over the cracks so the admin can do one to the flipping fact that we've beat two teams that we should be beaten by 3 or 4. I'm so fed up of us just getting over the line, scraping over it, then it buying us another 3-4 months with no pressure. I'm so fed up of it. Questions need to be asked of Ollie. Questions need to be asked of the players. Questions need to be asked of the coaching staff. Okay? We have this notion that we need more players. We need a centre-back, a DM and a right wing. Granted, we need that. But we only need that if we're competing in the latter stages of the European competitions and if we're challenging to win the title. We're doing neither. We just want to get in the top 4 and we want to not be losing to people like West Brom. We really lost today. Because like Sean said, we should have been 3-1 down. Like, this is down to coaching. This is down to the fact that we have no defensive shape. We have no sort of possession-based system. It's completely down to the fact that Ollie and his goons cannot seem... I'm not even speaking articulately now, but look, I can't even get onto Lindelof and Maguire when... Why is Ollie starting both of them? Why is he starting them?
Makes no sense.
This is down to... I'll ask you guys a question. Why is he starting them?
You know what, right? I'm just when you don't want to
articulate, I don't even know what to say.
So embarrassing. This is so embarrassing. I can't believe what has just happened. We've just drawn to West Brom, and a guy up front that none of us will probably say his name right. Sean said Dignigay. That's not right. Is Diana Dignigay?
He knows what his name is, man.
I don't know how to say his freaking name. Was bossing this team like a couple of Skittles, just chucking Skittles all over the place, man. Yeah, you have one. He bullied Lindelof. He was bullying Maguire. Did you see what happened when Maguire fell down at the end?
Maguire's this guy's like 95 kilograms. He's like 6'4", and he's getting bodied by a B-Tech Mane that needs to eat his bloody breakfast. It doesn't work, bro.
It's embarrassing, man. It's embarrassing.
What's the first thing you met? I remember Ollie got interviewed. What's the first thing you noticed about Maguire when he came in? Oh yeah, the boy's got a good stature. For what, bro? For what? For what? You know when you go to like America, yeah, and you see these trees falling down when they do like the big choo in like California. That's what it looks like watching this guy.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like watching this guy. He's 80 million, the captain of Manchester United. We went from Rio Ferdinand and Manu Vidic, this absolute hot point in our bloody team. He's a fridge. He's a hot point.
You know what? I can't defend the hot point. I can't defend it because I wouldn't even go for the hot. I wouldn't even go for the make hot point. It's a bit unreliable. So that's a good reaction. That's a good description for me, right? I cannot, and you know what? I will not defend Harry Maguire and Lindelof anymore. I can't defend them because if it happens a few times, I'm okay. All right, fine. Okay, fine. But if it keeps happening consistently, and that sort of fear and that sort of hesitancy, it's now our keeper's got it. Who's got what? Is Shaw and AWB got to play all those positions, centre back and in goal now? Because basically our defenders are so inept at doing their job. When you know what, right? My background, right? My roots, whatever, Jamaican, right? My mum, dad from Jamaican. You know what they say? Him soft. You know what that means? He's proper soft, right? In Jamaica, you get licked down if you fall down.
Yeah,
you get licked down. They'll be like, "What are you doing? Go and get some super malt. Go and get some ginger beer and toughen up." These our centre backs are too weak, and not just physically. Because I've seen smaller looking centre backs that are actually stronger than these two.
Yeah.
That's the problem. It's not about their shape, how much they go gym their shoulders. Mentally, they are weak. If Bailly was in that position where Lindelof was, right, I'm telling you right now, he'll put his life on the line. Even if apparently that defender put his hand over. Doesn't matter. Bailly knows where that ball is by the time that his hand's over defender. He's going for it. He's too soft. I will not back my centre backs anymore. I can't. I've backed Maguire to the hills. I can't do it. Hez, talk to me, man.
Yeah, you know what? Like I said the last time I was on this stream, I'm so done with Maguire. And you know what? I am Ollie in. Like my friends know it. But the thing for me is to continue to keep playing Maguire and Lindelof is so frustrating. And his stubbornness was a key factor. Was one factor for me where I said that's a negative. His stubbornness is a negative for me because Maguire, like you said, oh my God, his energy is so infectious, and we saw it when he's coming. The whole team's different. They play higher up the pitch, and a team like West Brom, they wouldn't be able to handle that type of pressure while we higher up the pitch. But because we've got people like Maguire and Lindelof, that ball that they played over the top where Maguire, I don't know, we've let it bounce and whatnot. I was thinking, what kind of defender's doing that? I know he shows he's not confident. And if he's not confident, Ollie should see that he's not confident to deal with that because a captain, a boss would deal with that. And for me, Ollie keep playing that there is really frustrating me. And at the end of the day, West Brom, Sheffield United, boy, we really need to kick on, but we're not gonna. I don't think we're gonna get second. If I'm honest, it's definitely fourth or fifth for me. It's actually so frustrating. It's so frustrating.
Bro, I hear you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Just take 2 seconds to like the video if you can. We've just got over 20 people watching. If you don't mind just liking the video, it really helps. And subscribe if you're new. Appreciate it. Guys, we're in a situation. Let me just lay it down for you, right? And we're going to have some talking points. All right, we lost to Sheffield United, okay? They were 20th in the league. I think they had 1 win before they played us. 1 win. Okay, so we lost to Sheffield United. They had 1 win. Phil Jagielka couldn't beat them. We keep going 1-0 down. We keep going down first. Guys, why do we keep going down first? What is this? What is this? Oh, we need some sort of injection, some steroids to get us going. What we need?
Weak mentality, like you said, like Jamaican parents, they're soft, man.
It's soft.
And the thing is, for me, people like Bruno, Cavani, Rashford, and whatnot, when we go down, for me, the attackers should be blasting these defenders.
Oh my gosh!
You're making it hard. They're making it harder for them. And then you're making it harder for them. They know, okay, I'm gonna have to score 2. But they're gonna have to do it with force. And a player like the manager like flipping Sam Allardyce, he loves that, man. He's going off. What he's gonna do is just defend the place down, defend it, and oh my God, keep going down 1-0. At first, yeah, I saw it as a positive that we could come back. But like I've seen on streams and whatnot, where people say it's gonna come back to bite us.
It's not long term, bro.
It's not
Bro,
sustainable.
we can't look.
Yeah,
I'm not here for
you
this
can't keep
short-term
doing
game.
that.
I'm
You
not
can't
here for
keep
this
doing
short-term game. I'm not here for
Yeah.
this little bit of like, oh yeah, we paper over the cracks, all this stuff. I'm not here for that, man. We've been paper over the cracks for 3-4 years, man. These cracks, mate. If this was a house, you better freaking sell that, man. This is one of the
do you know what it is?
Flicking out, it's poor, man.
Do you know what it is?
I want to ask you a question, right?
All right, go on.
There's a lot of people out there, okay, that are still saying Ollie in, Ollie out, Ollie in, Ollie out. It's so easy to say those rhetorics and those words, right? We know the depth of it, right? Do you feel that our football, okay, is going to get better under this current setup and this team and the coaching team and Ollie? Do you actually think long term it's going to get better? And I'm asking you completely.
So I suppose it depends what you mean by better.
Okay, where we win games and we see a clear system, a clear pattern of play. Sometimes we might not win, but we know we're trying to play good football that's progressive, new ideas. Players are like basically trying to do patterns, running down the ball. We're more clinical in front of goal because when you have a better system, you are more clinical because you're in better positions in front of the goal. I'm talking about playing better football. Do you think we can see that?
So I think there is a system. And there are patterns. Now, Ollie is never going to be a manager who is going to, if you look at the pitch, right? There's 2/3 how you break the pitch down: the defensive third, the middle third, and the offensive third. Now, different managers have different philosophies and the way they coach and the way they drill their players to make certain movements on and off the ball in each third, in the defensive, attacking, and the midfield third. In the final third, Ollie is never going to be the coach who is going to drill his players to make certain movements at certain times rigidly, like certain other coaches. You could talk about the likes of Pep Guardiola, for example. He is a manager who believes in giving his players creative freedom and philosophy in that final third. He will build up the patterns in the play from the defensive third to the midfield third. Then what he's going to do in the final third is which is what we're seeing a lot of the time is where people call it individual brilliance or flair. That's why you have good players who can come up with those individual moments of individual brilliance to win you games. So in the final third, his philosophy is go out and play, go out and use your ability, use your judgment to make movements, to make things happen for your team. And that's why you need good players to be able to do that.
So do you want that though?
So
are you here for that?
I'm happy with that because we saw that again we've seen that under the great Sir Alex Ferguson.
That's where we differ, man.
He was hold on, Dom. You asked me a question. I'm going to give it to you, right? Sir Alex Ferguson was of the same philosophy. He had the same philosophy in the attacking third in terms of giving the team players. Even Rooney said it. He told us to go out and play, right?
Exactly.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is
different team.
It's a different team. Yeah, it's a different team, but the team's not finished. It's not. Dom, it's not finished. The team is being built.
Yeah,
Ollie hasn't got his team yet. So what I'm saying is, I get what you're saying, right? In terms of the frustration, you might want to see rigid patterns of play. When the certain ball goes here, the next player is going to go there, and that's fine. You're entitled to want to see that. I personally don't mind giving my players, again, as a coach, as a football philosopher, I don't mind giving my players creative freedom and less restrictions in the final third to use their ability to make things happen, because that's when you see genius.
Right, Sean, so if you look at this then, right, you say you don't mind giving people that are attacking
creative freedom,
right?
Yeah, okay, you give them a loose instruction, in the pitch.
Mate, I understand.
And then you let good players play.
Yeah, I get it, right? Sure. You give some ingredients to make a burger and say, go and make a nice burger. I get it. This burger tastes crap, man. This burger tastes awful.
And this is what I'm trying to say.
Listen, you keep saying, all right, we need to give them the ability to go forward and do what they want and stuff like that. Sean, it's not working. And the thing about it's not working. And also, it don't look good. It does not look good. You know,
Dom, you say it's not working, man. You say it's not working, though, bro.
It's not,
look at where we are. No, Dom. Look at the progress. How can you say it's not working?
Sean, nothing is decided.
Hold on. Because he's saying it's not working. How can you say it's not working? Look at the mess and where we were in when Jose came in, and look where we are at now. It is working. It's working. What Ollie is doing is moving us forward.
No.
What he's doing
I'm not
is
talking about Sean. You keep thinking I'm talking about
You're
how
talking about the structure.
You think I'm talking about
that's
the
not
club.
different.
I've really praised Ollie and the management team and the board about how we're trying to change our culture, the culture of Manchester United. What I'm talking about is what I see on the pitch. The pitch football is down to individual brilliance. We keep going down and having to come back up. That we weren't even doing that against Flick with Jose. Or
so I'm gonna tell you,
we weren't going down 1-0 every time with those managers.
Okay, but you didn't let me address that point. So I'm going to address that point. Yeah, the going 1-0 down is a joke. And it's not even the fact that we're going 1-0 down, because you can go 1-0 down if they were scoring 30-yard worldies where there's nothing you can do about it, right? It's the manner of, for me, it's not the fact that we're going 1-0 down, it's the manner of the goals that we're conceding. Whether it's the first goal or the second goal, it's so bad defensively. And that, again, we know the problem. We know why that's happening. It's not the offensive players. It's not system. It's not structure. Our defenders simply are not good enough. That goal, if you've got Van Dijk marking that guy, Van Dijk's heading that away. But it's as simple as that. It's as simple as that.
Why is he starting Lindelof and Maguire?
No, because Bailly is not a significant upgrade on Lindelof.
I want to get
that's just a fact.
My problem is, Sean, you keep saying yes to defenders. I get that, right? But would you agree that we have enough talent on the pitch to outscore West Brom?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course we do. But the players aren't informed. Our attackers are not on form. Our attackers are not on form. I'm telling you, our attackers are not on form. Martial's not on form. Rashford's not on form. They're not on form.
Sean, listen to me. You just said and agreed to me that our players on the pitch have enough to outscore.
Of course we do. Of course we do.
They're not on form. Why are they not on form? Because you know what? Sometimes, Sean, even if you're not on form, right? Because not the whole team can never be not on form. It doesn't work like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
You always have players that are in a good patch and a bad patch. And when you're playing as a team and as a collective, it doesn't matter if you've got a few players in a bad patch, because the rest of the team then step up. It's like when you work in the business world. When you work in the business world, you're not always going to hit every quarter your targets. That's why you hope that the team can push you up and then you have a better quarter.
Yeah.
At the moment, all the players, right? You say, oh, they're not on form. Sean, when are they ever going to get on form?
They've been on form. They've been on form.
No, but when they get in form, Sean, it's individual brilliance form. It's not a team philosophy form.
I hear you.
Aiden,
what does Hez think?
Aiden, go on.
Go on, man.
What does Hez think, man? I'm interested to see what Hez thinks, though. What do you think about it?
Yeah, for me, I have this argument all the time. I do agree, like, the system needs to be better, because just watching the game today, it was always to the wings and try and work it in.
Oh, it's boring.
Yeah.
The amount of times that I saw Cavani making a run kind of in the middle, or even Rashford and Martial trying to make a run in, like, there's no one threading the ball through. Like, nobody. It's no one taking that risk and that creative player. There's not that good enough creative player. It's only Bruno.
No, there's not.
Never, because Pogba wasn't there.
I know, but for me. For me, I don't think it's a good enough excuse when we know what Donny van der Beek can do.
Yeah.
But people say he's not that guy to thread those passes through. They say that's not his game. So you can't then say that and then say put him in. Come on.
No. But you know what? Donny van der Beek, he can play in an 8. He can play in an 8, and if he was to play with Bruno, it's a better upgrade than McFred. Like, just have one of them and have Bruno and Donny. Because when Donny first came, did he not score our goal? Didn't he?
Yeah.
Did he not get us out of trouble?
People
on his debut, Fred also scored on his debut, by the way. Fred also scored on his debut, by the way.
Harry Maguire, you're not coming. This Harry Maguire and Sky. You're not going to come here and create 10 chances against West Brom. Every team between the 8th, he's getting actually political here. Between the 8th and February the 2nd, create 10 plus chances in the Premier League against West Brom. Obviously, are we actually getting down to numbers now?
Bro, big up counterpoint. I love that, man.
I'm done with captain. I'm done with this captain. Is this guy taking a piss? Is this guy taking a piss? Is he having a joke? Is he trying to irritate me? Bro, I swear to God. No, I swear to God. Is he taking a piss? Is this a joke? This is surely a troll.
Mate, now you can't laughed as well. He's bringing this up because he can't know what he's watching either.
Big up counterpart. That's a big stat. Harry Maguire's talking rubbish. It's not about being with me. It's about that point. I agree with him.
Oh, you agree with him? Oh, good.
Of course I agree with him. Harry Maguire's talking rubbish.
Oh, I was about to say, I was confused then.
Harry Maguire's talking rubbish.
Is this guy taking a piss? Is this guy
Bro,
actually having a laugh? This guy needs to
Jesus
shut his mouth.
Christmas.
Oh my
He's talking
God.
rubbish, mate. You should be creating 10 chances against West Brom. It's bloody West Brom.
100.
Solskjaer, we are the closest team and should be challenging the team in front of us. We are not going to let City run away. Oh, get off. They're really running away with it. What are we talking about here, man? What are we talking about?
I swear to God, you know what? Like, honestly, Dom, like, if you don't mind, just like, the thing that I have here is it's like when Sean was saying, on his point, we're not asking if your point, is Alex Ferguson didn't have systems and he still did well, Number one, we're not Alex Ferguson. Can you tell? Alex Ferguson is the only example of a manager where in the final third he was not drilled to perfection and that won what he did. Every other manager that won what he did, Ancelotti, Mourinho, Pep, Mourinho was defensively drilled, but like the rest were drilled in the final third. The only reason Alex Ferguson got away with that is because he was such a good man manager. Secondly, despite not, there's two different things. A system and the way you're drilled is separate. They're not the same thing. Every team that is good in Europe, like the top teams, are drilled to a competent level. Bayern may not use the fullbacks like Liverpool do. They may use a deep line playmaker more than Liverpool do, but they are still all drilled to a competent level. But we're not even drilled to a competent level. I'm not asking us to be playing 1-2s around the defenders like City are. I'm not necessarily asking that. I'm just asking to be drilled to a competent level. But we're not even doing that. And that's what I'm saying. It doesn't take two odd years to do that. It takes about a month, not even that. Tuchel did it in 2 or 3 games. Regardless of what you want to say about his results, he's done it quick. And my issue is, it seems that we're a confidence team and we'll go on 10-game runs and then just go back to the same shit. Every time the pressure is on, we are crap. We have been crap since the title talk came. It was about 3 weeks ago, everyone started seriously considering us. And we've been crap since then. We bottled semi-finals in all the important games. And do you know what Dom was saying? A system is there for when your players aren't playing well, you will still score. And that is showing right now the fact that we're not playing well and our players aren't scoring. What other team on earth needs Donny van de Beek to come on off the bench, to have XY player, every single player is starting when we have people like Pogba, Bruno, to win? We don't. So all we're doing here with Ollie, is prolonging the inevitable. I am 100%. Ollie is a legend. I appreciate what he's done with restructuring the club. I'm not going to be deluded and say he hasn't. But we are literally prolonging the inevitable. If we go do a crap match versus Southampton, we win 10 games. Oh, so what? We'll get pammed in the UEL. We'll get pammed to 3rd or 4th. We'll get pammed in the FA Cup. It's the same thing.
It's hard.
There's no evidence. There's no evidence. There's absolutely no evidence to disprove my opinion.
No, but Aidan, you know what? I have this argument with you remind me of one of my friends. Like he's Ollie out, but for me, it's a thing where are we at now? Like, if we get rid of Ollie now, like as much as we prolong it, I think it's better to support this manager to get us to a certain level before we just get rid of him and press the reset button. I'm so fed up of pressing this reset button. It's unreal. Because if we do that again, bro, honestly, if our board is not going to back, let's say we get Nangelsmann in, yes, the pretty player football might be good, but it's just like when Klopp came to Liverpool, it took him the 4th year. It took him.
Yeah, but the difference with Klopp is Klopp got to a final Klopp came in October and got to a final in March. That's the difference, mate. And Klopp got it to a final. He came in October and then he got to a final. He drew 1-1 with City in the Carabao Cup final. We're not even there. And also Klopp, if you look at his UEL squad, when he was in the final, he had Klein, Kolo, Toure. He doesn't have half the squad that Ollie had now. You can't compare Klopp to Ollie. Klopp's squad was woeful. Klopp was working with the squad LVG had. That's the comparison, really. He had Klein. They only had about 2 good players in their squad. Yeah, I'll bring it up in a minute. But you can't compare the two.
Brendan Rodgers can do that team.
Yeah. Come on. Hold on, man. That's how.
Wait. You can't compare necessarily directly us right now to LVG and Jose with the token of the fact that you're saying, well, I don't want to keep on sacking managers. I get what you're saying, but the most successful clubs, the top 5 most successful clubs, Juventus, Chelsea, Liverpool, Real Madrid, Barcelona, have all sacked, have all sacked since 2015 or more managers. So this idea that sacking managers is not the way forward. The thing is, I understand what you're saying when you say you want Ollie to run his course, restructure. That's what you're saying. I agree with that. But 2.5 years is enough to do that. If we were 8 months in, I'd agree with you. But we're 2.5 years in.
So Aidan, let me just I hear what Aidan's saying, and I feel as though I can get a lot of what you're saying, bro. But come on, Aidan, you got to think, right? Ollie's only been here 2 years. Okay, he's undoing 6 years of terrible structural management, terrible recruitment, terrible camaraderie. The whole club is in a shambles. It was on his knees when he took over, right? Players were infighting, stuff was getting leaked left, right, and center. You can't just undo that, right? So let me give you an analogy. You can use it to fitness, right? It could take you 4 weeks, right, to get fit, yeah. But if you stop training for 2 weeks, Dom, you're a training guy, right? You know about fitness. If you stop training for 3 weeks, it's going to take you double the length of time to get back to where you were just those 2 weeks ago, right? So you can't undo all the bad work in a space of 2 years. You've got to, Aidan, you've got to have a realization of how far we fell down and how much work there was to do to rebuild the squad.
I get everybody's point on that as well. Aidan, I'm going to talk about your point right now because I get what you're saying, Sean. I get what you're saying, Aidan. I think the thing is, it's in the middle here, bro, because you're saying, I don't want to sack it, managers, because I'm sick of it as well, Hez. We can't keep just sacking someone and then get rid of it. But the problem is, right, the problem we're in a rock and a hard place, right? Because you're saying, look, we had to get rid of all this stuff. We had to get the toxicity out. We had to get a better structure, get the right players in. Fine. But what I'm talking about a lot, and I think Aidan talks about a lot, is what I'm seeing on the pitch with the players we have.
Yeah, and I was about to come on to that. Yeah, I was about to come on to that.
That bit's not marrying up with what we're doing for the greater part of the club. Because this bit is what wins you. This bit is on the pitch. That's what's going to win you games. And
but Dom, on the pitch.
Pardon?
Yeah, on the pitch, right? So going back to what on the pitch, I get the style, because I think what we're talking about is a style here. It's not about effectiveness, because if you're talking about effectiveness and results, which we're delivering on the pitch, because you can't get results. The only place you get results is on the pitch, and the league position is a direct reflection of what you're doing on the pitch and the results that you're getting. So when we're talking about results and effectiveness, we cannot dispute that Ollie is doing his job and making very, very good progress. In terms of the style of play, which you guys might want to see in terms of systems, patterns, whatever these systems and whatever these, I'd love you to maybe we should do a session on it, right? Where you break down, Aidan and Dom, a tactical analysis of the system and the patterns of play that you exactly want us to see. So maybe it will help. But the point here I'm trying to make is it's a stylistic thing is what we're talking about. And I don't believe, and I've said it to you before, Aidan, the stylistic play, Ollie's never going to be that guy.
No, but it's not a stylistic thing. Can I say something? Can I say? I'm telling you this, it doesn't matter the results we're getting now. The style of play will catch up with us. And that is my issue.
That's what you think. That's what you believe.
No, it's already catching up with us.
It's Dom. It hasn't caught up with us. It hasn't caught up with us because we're second in the league.
No, can I ask you a question?
Come on, man. How can you say?
Sure, we're third, mate.
Okay, all right. Okay, if we're third, but how can you say it's caught up with us? You can only say that if we start regressing. We haven't regressed under Ollie once. We're continuing to progress.
Listen to me.
No, can I say something?
Go on.
The point I'm making is, Sean, let me ask you this one question. Let me ask this one question.
Go on. Yeah. I'm listening.
Tell me one manager and one team that has won more than one league title in the space of 5 years and won one Champions League that, with the type of play we have in terms of our level of the way we're drilled and our system, has been successful.
Aidan, you can ask me that question. I'm gonna have to go away and have a look. I have to research that and come back to you.
And that's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. I'm saying you're talking about the fact that we've made progression. The progression ceiling is what we're at now.
In your opinion, that's your opinion. It is your opinion.
Because we've seen us get to it and we're not getting any higher.
You've seen it when did it
go up? We have.
Man.
You know
we're
what?
Not going to get any.
No.
You've got to let it play out. You've got to let it play out.
But I do. It's hard. Like Dom says, we're in the middle. But at the end of the day, people do need to put things in perspective, and I get the style of play, but we are ahead of where we was with
Correct.
We definitely are. You just want us to get over the line to that close finished article that we want to be, but it takes a process to get there. And if Ollie's the person that needs to be sacked to get to there, then cool. But for me, we are ahead of that. The thing that we're falling on, we keep talking about individual brilliance, but what about the individual errors?
That's what I've said.
You can't keep saying, you can't keep scapegoating Ollie and saying he's only winning on individual brilliance, but then when the individual areas, his fault, you can't keep doing that.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
That's okay, but this is the thing, right? We wouldn't be talking about individual brilliance or individual errors if we were playing as a collective team. This is my problem, Sean. I get what you're saying, Sean. I get what you're saying. We've definitely seen progress. Well, what second joint with second joint with Leicester? Well, same points, right? But we're second because of whatever. The thing that I'm just lacking, things that I'm lacking is that in the first half, people were like, "All right, we've got to make subs. We've got to make subs." We had enough talent on that pitch to not be saying we need to make subs. We need to look at the football. We can't always say, let's make a sub to change the game in the first half. You kidding me? In the first half, you really, if you've got a good team structure, philosophy, a way of playing, the only reason you're making a sub in the first half is some injury or something's happening and some guy's getting done by this fast winger, can't sort him out. We need to make a proper tactical change. We should not be using trying to say bring subs on to change the overall way we play, because this is what we're happening. What we're doing, right? You know, when you play these stupid games and you want to choose different characters because you know different characters will bring different skills, right? And you're like, yeah, I'll get this really good card, this dragon card stuff. I don't want a good, amazing gold dragon stuff. I want all my players to be playing well, to be doing their bit. Passing, moving, having some sort of ideas. Because what happens is, bro, when you come up to a West Brom who sit back, low block, and we don't have these ideas, we don't have this sort of muscle memory structure, we can't break them down. We can't break them down because we're waiting for some sort of individual moment. But as Hez says, we also get individual errors. So how do we get rid of these individual brilliant moments and these individual error moments? We need to learn to play as a team. And under this current regime, we are not playing better football. It's a fact. We're not playing better football.
So, Dom, can I ask you a question in relation to that? Because I hear what you're saying. Basically, you believe that with better coaching, a better system, it will mask over the fact that the individual brilliance, when the players are not performing, it should allow us to still get results and break down teams like that. That's what you're saying, So where, at what point do you have to look at individual players like Martial and say, bro, you need to do more? What are you doing? What are you bringing to the table? At what point is that? At what point do you do that?
Aidan, you can
ask. Yeah, okay, Sean. The thing is, with a player, their performances can only get to a certain level. I think what you're forgetting is Martial was incredible last season.
I'm not forgetting that at all. Not at all.
Okay.
I'm talking about right here, right now, and for this whole season, consistently, he's been under par, and that can't be simply down to the manager or the system. He has to own that.
But Sean, he has been good in spells. You're singling out one player.
I can single out.
Been good in spells. He's not one of the highest assist tallies at the club. Like, he's not doing woeful. Like, yes, he's doing bad, but he's not doing woeful. I think this Martial thing is neither here nor there. The problem that I have is, where's this idea?
It is here or there, Eden. It's relevant because if Martial's on form and he's firing at his best, he does something and we win that game.
But Sean, if you put Martial into a Pep system, if you put Martial into a Klopp system, he will absolutely shell out the league. There is a reason why so many players come here and do crap. If your idea is the fact that because the players aren't good enough, that's why players are bad at this football club. Di Maria, incredible player. Falcao, incredible player. Schweinsteiger, incredible player. Why do players keep on coming?
Why are you bringing on players that are not played under Ollie? Forget that, because we're talking about Ollie now.
No, because I can bring on players that came under Ollie that were good. Lindelof was good at Benfica. Harry Maguire, according to you, was good. So many players come here and just turn shit. It's not just a Martial thing. It's a consistent thing. Players come to this football club and play shit. And
is that down to Ollie? Because you're naming a lot of players that weren't even here when he was there.
Well, I could talk about players that are here that are not playing well. Lindelof is not as bad as people are making him look. Harry Maguire is bad and he's not good enough for us, but he's not as bad as people are making him look. In a good system, Fred is better than Ollie is making him look. In a good system where Fred doesn't have to hold on to the ball long, he would look better. But for some reason, Ollie thinks a player like Fred that is not good on the ball should be played in a double pivot. You need a retaining player.
Fair enough. No, I hear you, bro. Quick question before go on, Dom.
Thank you so much for joining in. Like the video, really, really helps. Like the video. Oh, like the video for Mark O, mate. Yes, Mark. Happy birthday, brother. My sister's birthday. Mate, you should do a freaking Zoom with Cavani and your sister, mate. Do a little birthday thing, bro. Marco, I appreciate you always supporting, man. Honestly, when you finish uni, mate, you can always jump on there because I've seen you from day one, and there's other people I'm looking out for as well. So, yeah, Marco, happy birthday, brother, from United Source. Cliss, happy birthday. Yeah, nice. Look, philosophy takes time. I hear that. Let's go in the comments. Sky Sports News. I love how he's called himself Sky Sports News.
Big up.
He's made himself very clear. Ollie out. Wow, okay. Iron saying we can't take against West Brom. Just can't give freedom to attack. Yeah, look, he moved Scott McTominay a bit forward. We did see that. And Scott McTominay is not a CDM. I get that, but for me, I don't think Fred should have been playing in that sort of low block. I said it from day one. Quex, Sean, who's responsible for picking these underperforming players? Okay, you can answer that in a sec.
Okay, that's
happy
easy.
Birthday, Cobb here as well. Do you think our football will get better? Sean, what is better? Sean needs to do politics. We all know what better is. A simple question. Sean, I've said it to you as well. Sean always says to me,
what do you mean? What do you mean about the question?
Yeah.
You're so good at that. Going over the question.
Sean always goes to me, Dom, what's good mean though? What's good mean? I'm like, what do you mean? What's good mean? You know what bad mean? You know what good means.
This guy.
But Aiden, on that point, right? So Aiden, you were saying that Martial is this, and I'm saying that he's been off form, right? And I'm saying that he needs to own that. Equally, when he was on good form last season, Aiden, who are you putting that down to? Because when he's on bad form, you're saying it's the system, but he was performing in the same system last season.
I said that it was partly down to Ollie, but the reason why Martial's performing poor, and this is what Ollie can't understand, is because Ollie last season played Martial up front with Rashford as a partner. That was what made Martial so good. Everyone knows when Martial was... Look at like the Norwich goal. Flick, 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 goal. Flick, flick, flick. He loved doing that.
So that was down to Ollie?
Yeah, I say it was partly down to Ollie. I've always admitted that it was partly down to Ollie. I've said that it's partly down to Ollie. People think that I don't think. I think that it is partly down to Ollie. But I think it's also down to Ollie that he can't see the fact that Martial on the left wing with Cavani, with no one, Pogba and Rashford, he has to play with because he links up with them. And Ollie can't see the fact that on the left wing, Martial was not good. Just put Rashford on the left wing and start with Mason Greenwood on the right. Then take Cavani off, put Martial up front and put Martial on the left.
Shall I tell you what I think it's down to as well, bro? I personally think down to...
Just really quickly. Thank you so much, NM. Big up to you too, brother. I respect you, man.
Respect NM.
Recently, good work, chaps. Keep up. Oh, thank you so much, mate. Look, I want to bring on a guest here because, you know what, right? He's so knowledgeable. Like, I mean, so knowledgeable. And I love this guy. He's very, very good at what he wants to say and how he feels about the club. So let's get it on. It might be a bit shaky. I know he's walking, but let's see what he says. Noridin, what are you saying, brother?
What's going on, man? The Shambles FC. It's official now, isn't it? Shambles FC, yeah? Absolute shambles, mate. Shambles.
Tell me what you think about the game, bro.
Well, you go to West Brom. I think they've only won one game at home this season. And you go there with two holding midfield players. Scott McTominay might develop into a number 8 in the future, but he's not number 8 right now. He can't pass a football to save his life. Fred is tenacious, he's quick, but you play him when you've got teams that are attacking us in the middle, teams that are going to out-football us in the midfield. West Brom can't out-midfield dogs and cats, mate. You know what I mean? They can't out-midfield anybody, dogs and cats. Even their youth team, they can't out-football them in midfield. So they're going to sit back. So you're going to have majority of possession and they're going to sit back. That's just the game pattern, right? That's how the game goes. But then you play them, and then you play Lindelof and Maguire. So they're called bubble wrap FC, innit? Bubble wrap. You have to bubble wrap them, innit? Bubble wrap them at the back. Because that's why Scott McTominay and Fred play, because they have to babysit those two, innit?
Yeah.
But then, in a game like that, 70-odd minutes when he made the change for... who did he make the change for? He made a change for Van der Beek. You waited,
Fred came off.
and then West Brom create the chances, the best chances in the game.
That's what happens. That's the difference.
So
That's why
West Brom
it's a
are
risk.
creating the best chances in the game, and then you're thinking, okay, so we've got two centre halves that can't play together, that don't complement each other. Then we've got two centre midfield players who can't pass to save their lives. And then we're willing to create something. That's why this is the first game ever I've seen Cavani non-existent. Cavani was non-existent today. On his birthday, I think he took the day off, bro. He took the day off. I think that might have been, that Tupac hologram thing, you know what I mean? I think he might have been hologrammed in it, you know, that when he got the hologram just there, he's just about, and the TV's lying to us. I looked at the game and I think, there it was a thing, perfect thing to get 3 points. This is a team struggling. This is a team that doesn't win that many games. And if you came from Mars today, you looked at that game, you were thinking, those who were playing in the blue and white are Man United, and the ones in the red are West Brom. Because if you look at the game is about chances. They worked our keeper more than we worked their keeper. And people are going on about that last save. That ball was never going in, mate. That wasn't going in. We were just clutching at straws. What did we create in that second half? We didn't create anything in that second half, bro. Anything in that second half. And I look at it, I think, Ollie, we've hit the plateau. I think out of possible 15 points, we've took 6. That just tells you everything.
Yeah, no, it didn't. You know what, right? We had a serious debate just a minute ago, and we kept talking about, right, is it the club? Obviously, the club are doing well in terms of what they're doing in the bigger stage, getting rid of the bad players and getting the wage bill down and trying to buy youth. But what we keep talking about is on the pitch. We're not seeing progress on the pitch. What do you think is more important, getting the club to a better place or actually seeing the football get better? Yeah, I think he's on mute. There you go.
You know what? Real clubs do both, bro. Real clubs do both.
That's what I'm saying.
Go on, sorry.
Yeah, no, I said that's exactly what I'm saying, man. Carry on.
Yeah, so real clubs do both because they, what they do is they understand this is the system needed to be moved out, so build a structure in the background. But do I trust those 3 bankers from Bristol University? You tell me the top 9 clubs in Europe, right? Top 9 clubs in Europe. Do you think any of them are run by bankers? 3 bankers from the same university. Man United, I always said it, Fergie was a genius. He was the one-off. He was the sporting director. He was a technical director. He was the head of recruitment. He did everything because he hired the best possible people around to get the job done. And he let people get on with the jobs. And if they weren't doing the jobs, then he replaced them. Man United at this moment in time under this kind of football structure, we lag behind, bro. Wolverhampton, Leicester have a better footballing structure than Man United.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Brighton have Brighton have a better footballing structure than Man United because Brighton, the team plays exactly the same way on the 14th, on the 15th, on the 16th, on the 17th, on the 18th. They play progressive football. They have a system in place. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, what he's done, I'll be grateful for everything he's done. Because Mourinho sent me dark alleys, bro. Mourinho got me contemplating bad things in my head. You know what I mean? I was on the United stand fan cam and I was like, the man lives in a hotel. And the fans need to wake up. This man is going to get paid like he does every club. Every club he goes is about payday. The man never came and endeared himself to Manchester. He never got himself a yard. He lived in a hotel. Next day, the Daily Mirror, United fans are moaning because they're saying he lives in a hotel. Bro, everybody knew about Jose. He was there. It was a short project, tried to win, and that didn't work. So to me, we're still paying. We're almost kind of paying what we did by giving David Moyes, that contract. Was it 5 years or 6 years or something like that? I think it was
6-year contract they gave him.
6 years.
That absolute fraud.
You know, like, imagine that's a shotgun, innit? That's a shotgun that's splintering up, innit? You know, double barrel shotgun. It splinters. We're still ricochet FC, mate, from that decision. Because we're jumping from bad decision to bad decision, and ain't no time gonna fix this. Glazers don't care. Woodward hired, instead of hiring a footballing director, hired a PR man called Neil Ashton. That's what just tells you. Everything you need to know about Man United. That's what you need to know. Look at that kid Neto. Look at that
Oh,
scout.
such a baller.
He's sick. I've said I wanted that guy for time. He's so
Yeah.
cold, man. He's so cold.
He's so good. Hey, you know what? I've never asked people, right? I don't like to ask this after every game, but I'm going to go around quickly and ask people where they're at. And I don't really like saying Ollie in and Ollie out because I'm not that sort of person, right? But just, you don't need to say the exact words, but just give me in like 30 seconds where you're at with how are we going to check? Basically, what I'm trying to get to is how are we going to see progress? Like, where do we go from here? That's what I want to ask you guys. Sean, where do we go from here? Like, what do you want to see improvement? Are you just happy just carrying on as the way it is?
No, bro, we've got to keep improving. Like, the reason I'm still backing him is because we are still improving. Every year he's been there. We're improving. We're making progress. And all the things I wanted to see him do, he's doing. And I know Ollie, there's no one who is more Man United than him. He's been under the greatest manager that's ever lived. He knows the philosophy. He knows what it takes to win. We need him to keep getting backed, because I believe if he keeps getting backed, I believe he will be able to bring us back to where he wants to go. But the question is, will he get backed? And I don't have any faith. I don't know if you have, because we've seen with the Glazers, they back the man to a certain point, then they pull the rug from underneath them as soon as we get into the Champions League, and they don't fully back the manager. So if Ollie gets backed with the players that he wants, is able to have a consistent structure behind him of a footballing director, which I think is so crucial, then I think we should continue going in that right direction. But
all right, so
we've been talking about that role for 2 years, Dom, and they still haven't brought anyone in.
I said you don't have to say it, but actually finish off it. So say the words. Which one are you, Ollie? And
you
Ollie
know what I am. I'm OLEIN 100.
Lovely.
100.
All right, guys in the comments, get your views in. Are you Ollie in or Ollie out? Just to get a sense check of how people are feeling. At the end of the day, we want our team to win. That's the most important thing. Hez, what's your views quickly, bro?
Yo, my views is it's just, even listening to Nadine, like, for me, like, people are talking about the philosophy. We got rid of Moyes, we got put in LVG. He had a philosophy. People were moaning about a philosophy. We need to win now. We brought in Mourinho to win now. We won the FA Cup, this, that, the other, and that crumbled when he didn't get what he wanted. So we brought in Ollie. We chose Ollie because he's Manchester United blood, just like what Sean said. And for me, he has showed a better way of playing than we did under Mourinho. And we, like last season with Greenwood, Martial, Rashford. And the thing is, those players had big spells out, you know. And Ollie's just done, like Sean said, he's progressed. He has progressed the club. He might hit a ceiling, but he has progressed the club. So for me, I can't see another manager right now that can come in and make us win now, because I think that's where people are at. They want to win now. They want to win the league now. I don't think that's going to happen. So I think right now, Ollie, I think by next year, there's no excuse. Ollie has to win trophies. He has to challenge completely for the league, all fronts next year. This season, we have to definitely at least win a cup and top four.
Okay. Thanks, man. So what you saying those two words?
100% Ollie in. 100%.
All right, thanks, brother. Carlos here's. I don't think we're anything under Ollie, but he has stabilised the ship and deserves till the end of the season before we decide. Also, only got back to the first season. Yeah, I like that. Hey, I'm going to come to you in 2 seconds. Just for me, in terms of where I am with Ollie in or Ollie out, I've said it, and I'm not going to change for now. We're 100% Ollie in, and the reason I'm saying Ollie in is because of the structure that we're in. With the board, nothing's going to change. Nothing's got to change. There's no point just changing the manager, putting your dirty washing in the washing machine and thinking, oh, it's going to turn into a green colour. Mate, it's not going to happen like that. It's going to come out a jumper still. It's going to be a jumper, but clean. We need to start again, get the whole structure, the whole philosophy, get a DOF. You can't say, all right, I want you to make the best meal ever, but I'm only going to give you some broccoli. That makes no sense.
Yeah, it's not
we need all the ingredients. And when I say the ingredients, we need the DOF, we need the structure, we need the right players in the right position. We need the players with right mentality. And then I can judge Ollie. Because at the moment, it's not worth just getting rid of him. What's it going to happen? What's going to happen? We're just going to be in the same situation next year and the season after that. One thing I do not like is the football. I know that with a different manager, we can play better, more attractive football. And that don't sit well with me because I
different.
No, listen, no. Sean, we'll see better football. Don't give me different. We'll see better football. Manager. It's a fact. If Pep came in, we might not, but we'll see more attractive football. We would. It's a fact. The way he plays, every team he's played with has played attractive football. It's a fact. Aiden, come to you, bro. You Ollie and Ollie out.
I don't honestly. I don't know. Like I tweeted it out, still I'm Ollie out. But the thing is, I haven't actually tweeted that out for like 4 months. I'm like in the point now where there's a lot of fans on Twitter that are very, very staunch Ollie out. They won't give him any praise. They hate people like Bruno. Like I'm not that type of fan. I'm balanced. I feel that I appreciate Ollie for what he's done. He's a club legend. I love the guy. Like I see him and I see a lovely guy. Like I want him to do well. You know, I look at people like Harry Maguire and I think, you know, you seem like a nice enough guy. I want you to do well. But it's like, for me, I can't see us getting better than a certain level. And I feel like that this improvement we've had under Ollie, and I think Ollie structurally has changed the club. And I think in individual moments, Ollie has definitely done stuff like with Martial to improve players. Yeah. But I feel like Ollie is the type of manager that needs a ridiculous amount of players to do well. He needs a ridiculous amount of players. And in cycles of football, there'll be some times when your players are doing well. There'll be some times when your best players get stolen. Like with Liverpool, you're not going to have the best squad for 5-10 years. You might have it for 1 or 2, but you need to be able to do what you can with a limited budget at times, because you're not always going to be able to have a ridiculous well-being squad unless you're City. Like we literally, under this management, we can't. So all I need to see from Ollie is, like you guys said, next season he has to start winning stuff.
Yeah.
And if this season we don't get to a final and we bottle everything, and if we don't get more than 75 points, we don't get to a final, mate. But for now, look, I'm gonna appreciate what Ollie's done, but I don't know at the moment. I honestly don't know.
You're sitting on the fence, Aidan. Come on.
Well, like, I don't know what to say. If I say, okay, if I'm honest, yeah, Ollie is a shit manager that's never ever going to bring us to success. That's what I think. But if I'm on the other side, I think that he's done a lot structurally to change the club. That's my honest thoughts.
So you're conflicted. You're conflicted.
I'm conflicted. On the pitch, he's crap. Like he'll never be good enough. But structurally, yeah, harsh. He's done a lot of stuff that I appreciate, and I think that people that don't appreciate what Ollie's done are ridiculous. Like he's done a lot of stuff structurally. He 100% has. On the pitch, he's crap. That's just my opinion.
So what are you saying, bro?
I honestly can't. I can't.
Okay, Aidan's choosing to plead the fifth. He's pleading the fifth.
Yeah. You know what? But I agree with Aidan. I think it's very difficult. It's very difficult in a game like this to be very reactive. Even though we are all reactive. You know, so some of the fan channels will make it out like, we're not reaction. If you're not reactionary,
mate,
if you're not reactionary, if you're not a football fan, you're not feeling it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's about emotion. Football is 90 minutes unscripted drama, right? Yeah. And we all know our history of Man United. We know what we are. For me, you know what? I've always, you know, I got a love for Saeed. I got a love for Aaron. You know, you've seen on my videos of the United stand. Sometimes I'm harsh on Ollie when I need to be harsh, and sometimes people need to understand that. When you've been harsh or critical, I'm very critical today. That was Ollie's fault today. That result is Ollie's fault because he wasn't proactive enough at half time, understanding what we did for that whole half. But in terms of him doing stuff, I can see the thing with problem with Ollie is that he's already having favourites. And at Man United, you can't have too many favourites because we're already done with those favourites, same old ponderous football. And I just think that the whole of the world can see that defence, Lindelof and Maguire don't work. Bailly comes in, Harry Maguire transforms into the Hulk. You know what I mean? Transforms into a different player. And then you've got Fred. You got Scott and Fred who were just there, bubble wrap FC, and they're not doing anything. They can't play out. And the biggest thing what I worry about, because a lot of our fans they say, oh, but it's because we've got a fantastic squad. No, we've got a very imbalanced squad. And that goes back to the structure of our football. We don't have a balance. But the fact that Van der Beek, he gave Van der Beek 10 minutes, to me shows me that's not an Ollie signing, that's a club signing. So we might give Ollie some credit for doing the structure, but he's up against it. Instead of the club helping him, when you've got an experienced manager at this level, we're talking about this level,
at this
right?
level, yeah.
Manager, you know what? Let's get it right. Facts are facts. If Ollie didn't score that goal in '99, which is the greatest moment as a United fan in my life, I don't think he's ever going to get. History. You know what? I knew that next day it was never going to get any better than that. I knew it was never going to get any. That feeling of that goal and winning the treble, it was never going to get better than that. If he didn't score that goal, he's not a manager. He's not our manager. He doesn't go through but then football is emotional, it's romantic. Man United are emotional. We're a romantic football club. We're talking about the day of love, you know, supposedly. Made up like Coca-Cola with Santa. You know what I mean? How are you loving your live this one day of the year? What kind of BS is that? It's raw. It is raw. But one thing I would say, it's too simplistic to say Ollie in, Ollie out. Who do I want? I want the Glazers out. I want Woodward out. I want the football structure to change.
Yeah.
I want Neil Ashton out. Now linking us with Ramos. What have we become lately? What have we become in the last 10 years? We've become retirement FC, where you get your Simmer frame. But I'll still take Simmer frame, retirement Ramos over that shambles what I see today. So
Facts.
it's too simplistic. It's too simplistic to go Ollie in, Ollie out. Because we all know we're all intelligent human beings here. The club is playing us like a fiddle. And no word of a lie. You tell me any of the CEOs that you know on top of your head in top 9 clubs in Europe. Anyone, you don't. But you know Woodward.
Yeah, facts, bro. Facts.
It's very true. That's a very good point.
It's the structure. Yeah, the structure is wrong, man.
I think Manchester United as a club are just so big. The history is so big. When you put on, you know what I think sometimes people forget, right? And I'm not, he's still called Linda Soft. I'm not calling him Linda Love anymore, right? He's still Linda Soft, right? But I think people don't understand that when you put on that Man United shirt, it is heavy.
Yeah.
It is heavy. This is not just any team, because if you go and play for Brighton, no disrespect, right? They play good football because they're not expected to win. They're not expected to go out and absolutely smash every team, win every trophy available, and be this biggest celebrity out there. Manchester United is a huge club, and it will always be a huge club. And some people just can't wear the shirt. They can't wear the shirt and can't perform on the biggest stage possible.
But it's the manager to see it, bro. It's the manager to see it. My battery's about to go, so I've got to go in 1 minute anyway. But the manager's got to see that. He can't. That's what I'm saying to you, because I want to support Ollie, and I have been more than most, bro. Trust me out there. I've been saying it's never about the manager. It's the structure. It is the structure. We'll have them. The next manager will come in, and then we'll go repeat. They'll spend money when we're out of the Champions League, when we're in the Champions League, and when we need to go for it and get the players that we need. Well, 2 steps forward, 5 steps back. That's who we are, right? Yeah. But when Ollie needs to be criticized, those of you who are Ollie in, because I don't choose that binary, needs to come out and say what he's got wrong. Because we've got to analyze each game as an individual basis and not just think, well, you're not doing him any favors trying to support him when he's doing crap.
Yeah, I hear that.
And that's where the agenda comes in. And I'm always like, my only agenda is Woodward out, Glazers out. Simple. Yeah. Love anyway, brother. Thanks for the invite.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Brother. Peace.
Yeah, peace out, brother. Appreciate you, man. Speak to you in a bit. Guys, honestly, it's been a serious show, man. Guys, everybody in the comments, you've been unreal. Some of the comments you've been saying is just so... One here, not good enough to be a club that nearly won or got far in the tournament. We need to finish the job and secure the bag, win the silverware, because that's what makes Man United a great club. Yeah, how long can we go without winning anything before someone goes, hold the shop? Like, if we don't win anything,
it's actually going to affect us.
Is it if we don't win anything this year? What happens then? Or next year we don't win anything? How far do we go?
We need to at least get to a final. Like at least
won't get to a final this year.
Because, like for me, last season. You know how I was actually quite smug, which I was humbled after. How can you get into so many semi-finals? Who does that? Who gets into nearly all semi-finals of every competition that you're in and not get to a final?
Plus the Champions League. It was basically the same thing, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I see them as 2 other semi-finals, to be honest. But one thing I will just say is, I've been thinking about this, The one mistake that clubs make when rebuilding squads is they don't prioritize the spine. And we don't have a spine. We have an inconsistent... Just think about this, yeah? We can buy all the fullbacks, all the second choice AMs, all the wingers.
Have Blackpool
Pogba because he's not played there, and a proper ST. So yeah.
Aiden, you cut off a bit when you said we can buy all the AMs and then go.
I just basically what I said is the fact that we can buy all the second-rate AMs, we can buy all the wingers, all the fullbacks we want, but until we have a world-class centre-back, a world-class keeper, a world-class, well, we have it in Pogba, he's not played in that position, and a world-class striker, we're going to struggle.
Yeah, I agree. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. What day is today? I don't even know. Sunday. So we're going to be back
Monday.
We'll be back tomorrow night, and we'll have a new guest on as well. That'll be good. I'll keep it a surprise who that's going to be, but that'll be the Monday Night Sauce show tomorrow at 7 p.m. Every Monday at 7 p.m. Myself and Sean, and we'll get a new guest on. Please subscribe, like the video, tell your friends, your gran, your uncle, your friend, your girlfriend when you give her some dinner tonight. Let her know about the channel. I always appreciate you guys, honestly, from the heart. Thank you so much for Sean, as always, coming on my what do you call it? My criminal, what's that crime thing? My crime partner. My partner in crime. Yeah, Sean, appreciate it. He's on. Follow him on Twitter at Grow Football. If you want to get some stuff and get triggered, he's the guy to follow. I'll tell you that right now.
Sean, you blew up the internet yesterday, man. Jeez.
My partner in crime. Yeah, I kind of what, mate. I'm hungry. I need some food. Obviously, follow Aiden as well. UTD Aiden, right there. He's always on Twitter. If you want some good stuff, man, go and follow him because he said it all the time, man. And Hez, I'm not sure you're on Twitter yet, but I'm sure coming soon. Hez is coming soon, man. So we'll get Hez on there involved as well. Guys, you're amazing. Subscribe if you're new. See you on tomorrow night for the Monday Night Sauce show. You know what? Just keep going, guys. We just got to stick together because it's going to be a hard, long road. But big up United Sauce, bro.